TheJbeans.net.
Big changes have been completed in Nassau, the capital city of the Bahamas, with the city's new cruise port now fully open to cruise passengers. The cruise port's transformation started while the cruise industry was paused in 2020 due to COVID. And we saw progress on the construction during our 2 visits in 2021 and our 2 visits in 2022. When we visited aboard the Holland America Niuew Amsterdam in April 2024, we were pleased to see the construction completed. And in this video, we'll provide a full tour of the all-new Nassau Cruise Port. Just a quick note that if you enjoy this video, please give us a thumbs up or leave a comment. It really helps our channel. And consider subscribing so you get alerted when we add new videos. One of the first changes we saw when we stepped off our ship was the redesigned piers at the Nassau Cruise Port. The piers had large metal canopies that provided a significant amount of shade for walking into port. Underneath the canopies, there were several concrete benches available for sitting. Each of the large canopies had a zone number, which allowed them to be used as a meeting point for ship-sponsored shore excursions. The zone numbers also corresponded to specific local tours that were indicated on a tour zone map. A nearby sign pointed the way to a pickup location for the cruise port's tram, which transported passengers to and from the cruise port. The trams were available for all passengers, even though the signs indicated they were reserved for disabled guests. At the end of our day in port, the trams dropped off passengers directly at our ship's gangway. Our ship docked at berth 4, which is one of the furthest away from the cruise port area, so we were thankful for all the canopies providing shade as we walked along the piers. Near the middle of the piers area, the East Marina Terminal building was the boarding location for many local tours. A guest services booth located nearby provided more information about the local tours. As we continued walking and approached the cruise port area, the completed arrivals terminal and welcome center building was an impressive sight to see. It's important to mention that if you pass through the secure area under the building, you will be required to show your ship card and a photo ID to return to your ship, so be sure to bring both with you. In addition to the sign at the arrivals terminal, our ship also had a sign reminding passengers to bring a government-issued photo ID. Just inside the cruise port area, we found a directory sign that included a map and listings for the major areas of the cruise port. Additional directory signs were available as we walked through the cruise port. Helpful signage was also available throughout the cruise port. The signage pointed the way to various destinations, including destinations located outside the cruise port. Before exploring more of the cruise port, we made a quick stop at the arrivals terminal. The terminal had public restrooms accessible from the outside, and we also made a stop inside the building to get an official Bahamas stamp for our passports. Unfortunately, the Welcome Center was not open during our visit, but the sign indicated there would be information and a logo store available inside. Continuing from the arrivals terminal and welcome center, the exit for the cruise port into the city of Nassau was located straight ahead, near another cruise port directory sign. The Museum of Junkanoo was located near the welcome center and was described as a Bahamian cultural and historical museum. Tickets for the museum were $11 for adults and $7 for kids during our visit. Although we didn't visit the museum, they did have a gift shop available for all visitors. Between the museum and the Welcome Center, a taxi and tour booking kiosk was easy to spot with the giant yellow taxi painted on its side. Continuing past the kiosk and further into the cruise port, the port marketplace was home to dozens of vendors selling various souvenirs. The layout of the marketplace was significantly improved compared to the old cruise port marketplace. Near the back of the marketplace, a large pavilion was home to the popular hair braiders. Like the marketplace, the pavilion was significantly expanded and improved compared to the old pavilion. Continuing past the marketplace and hair braiders pavilion, 2 sets of public restrooms were available. Further along, the Port Plaza was home to some restaurants and more shopping. Graycliff, a Nassau institution known for its luxury hotel, fine dining, and world-class cigars, had a store offering cigars, chocolates, wines, candles, and other unique items. In the middle of the Port Plaza, another exit to the city of Nassau was available. And further along, even more restaurants were available. Near the end of the cruise port, the port amphitheater was a striking structure with its large curved canopy and modern design. The venue was designed to host various events and performances, featuring large LED screens for an enhanced viewing experience. A large grass area was available for spectators to relax and enjoy the shows. Across from the port amphitheater, a final exit to the city of Nassau was available. At the very end of the cruise port, the West Marina and West Marina restaurant building seemed to be finished, but were clearly not in use. In fact, the restaurant building still looked completely empty from our vantage point. And now, a few more notes about the new Nassau Cruise Port. The new taxi and tour pickup area, which was easily accessed from the cruise port exit in the middle of the Port Plaza, was a significant improvement over the old pickup area. The new area seemed to operate more smoothly and also had many canopies for shade. During our visit, we noticed a visible police presence throughout the cruise port. In fact, we even saw officers checking the papers of a few vendors. Although the entire cruise port area was fenced in, some of the entrances were not monitored, so the police presence clearly helped reduce the number of unauthorized vendors in the area. In addition to canopies and other shaded areas, there were a lot of palm trees planted throughout the cruise port. Most of the palm trees were still relatively young and will likely provide a bit more shade in the future. Still, it was nice to see the greenery and have some natural shade available. In addition to the palm trees, we also found a lot of wood benches and concrete benches available for seating throughout the cruise port. Finally, the horse and carriage rides, which used to be available from the cruise port area, were moved to an area across the street from the new cruise port. They were easiest to access from the exit near the arrivals terminal.